going on, you guys? I'm Graham.
Robbie.
Best friend Lucky. We're the Sandlot Chronicles. Episode 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
Say things.
Sports.
Yeah. Warriors.
Warriors tonight. I went to the Chase Center last week. I haven't been to a ton of stadiums in my day, but that stadium is nicer than anywhere I've been. 18, I guess, Oracle Park, the Giants Stadium, still always known as AT&T Park to me.
Pac Bell, right?
Pac Bell.
That's what I call it.
AT&T was when we were winning.
Pac-Bell.
AT&T was when we were winning the World
Oh,
Series. So
Got
it's
it.
like, yeah, but Chase Center, anyone should want to go to Chase Center to view a basketball game.
I actually think Pac Bell Park, Fenway Park.
Voopoo vapes.
Oh my God. So sorry. Feature sponsor, Voopoo vapes.
Waiting for the call any day now.
I'm sorry they're all baseball fields, but they are. I think basketball stadiums and footballs, they're all the same. They don't excite me that much. I really like baseball.
Because they can diversify and be original.
Yankee Stadium is OG. It's Yankee Stadium. It has a name. It's
I think it just has the name recognition. I don't think anything else is special.
No, I know. I don't think it's that special, but just it has a name. The Yankees have won so much. It's a historic stadium. They had one across the street. They blew it up and literally put up the exact same stadium across the street. It's just like the OG stadium. That's the OG.
I mean, if I was going to do the OG stadium, Wrigley or Fenway.
So I was going to say Fenway, Pac Bell, and Wrigley are the coolest.
And I think Wrigley's awesome because it has ivy on the outfield.
But besides
the Green Monster.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Green Monster and the glove in the left and the splash hits. I think Pac Bell is probably honestly the coolest.
Pac Bell is.
See? Pac Bell.
Oracle Park. These are all the same park for the layman out there.
I'm usually a Giants hater. I think
it's definitely the nicest stadium. And I love that they stole from Wrigley or Fenway, where you can go to the outfield and watch the game for free through the chain link fence in the outfield.
Right, yeah.
I really like that little touch. I actually did the World Series game like that.
Ooh.
Saw 2 innings. Brandon Crawford hit a home run in that inning too.
First splash hit ever?
No, it was not the first splash.
Who had the first splash hit ever?
Some guy.
I love this. This is my favorite trivia.
I don't know. Andres Galarraga.
Eric Karros, Dodgers.
That makes sense. Of course, the Dodgers stole.
They don't count those splash hits though. So first Giants splash hit. This is a freebie.
Furthest ball ever hit at Giants Stadium at Oracle. Now you got me all messed up. I was going to say AT&T again, but Andres Galarraga, he almost hit the big glove.
Ooh,
500 something feet.
Yeah.
It was freaking massive.
Who was the first splash hit for the Giants?
I don't know.
You do. Everyone
Barry
knows.
Bonds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 90% of all splash hits. Why don't you guys sign more lefty sluggers?
I don't know.
If I was a lefty slugger, I'm going to Yankee Stadium because we have they didn't realize this, but they did on the other side. And it's 308 or something, 314 to the left. So it's just a 6-foot difference. No big deal. We go to the other side of the street and there's now wind, which goes out to right field. So there's extra home runs to right, and our lineup is full of.
I mean, that's why they got Odor is to take advantage of that short porch.
But if I was a lefty, I'm going power hitter. I'm going to the Yankees, or going for splash hits. That's the coolest thing you can do.
No, I think splash hits are awesome, but to offset the splash hits, they have that triple alley.
Triple alley is horrible. You got to be a dead pull hitter. That's right. Triple alley is horrible.
Freaking Yaz hit a home run.
Oh man,
the other day, and where are they? The Reds Stadium. Yeah. Great American Ballpark, and he hit it 430 feet, and it only would have been out of Oracle Park by 1 foot.
I love those.
It was out of 30 of 30 ballparks. How Statcast does that.
Yeah,
but 1 foot less, and it would have been 29 out of 30. Just Oracle would have been the only place it wasn't a home run. And Yaz is picking it up. I feel good about him being on my team. My fantasy team is still crushing it. Jose Ramirez crushing it. That guy's a stud. But let's talk Warriors.
I thought that was your segue into Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with more importantly is the Warriors.
Fine.
The Warriors and the play-in tournament. I really liked the play-in tournament. I don't love it now that the Warriors got the 8th seed because I would have rather just had them be in the playoffs and go from there. I don't love playing the Lakers ever.
But you would have had to eventually.
And I don't love playing LeBron James in a one game, but the Warriors are very small. They're going to have to shoot the lights out
before we get your Warriors out. The format is really cool, though.
Yeah, the format's sweet.
How the 7 and 8.
That's sweet.
You get two chances and the 9 and 10 have to win.
And they have to win 2 in a row.
I think that's really fair.
I think it makes sense because they're losing something, and it just gets more fans involved.
All businesses are trying to make money. We think the NFL, NBA, and MLB are there for fun. They're trying to make money. The NBA has capitalized on that and allows everyone and their mom into the playoffs, which I've always hated. 16 out of 30 teams make the playoffs. I think that's so stupid.
Yeah.
And this play-in game makes the bottom seeding more competitive. So you already know 4 teams, like going in, like in the East, you know the Nets, the Sixers, the Bucks, and I would have said the Celtics, but they're trash and got into the playoff game. But I would have said those 4 are for sure going to make it. And so it's essentially a fight for the bottom 4. So the whole regular season is a fight for the top seed and the bottom 4, which is just not that exciting. But the play-in game makes it more exciting because you can't finish 7th or 8th. You have to finish 5 or 6.
Yeah, no, I think it makes the regular season more competitive.
Yeah.
I think you need to play harder for longer. You can't just be like, oh, we're good. We're going to make the playoffs. Like, yeah, I really liked it. I think it's good. I think it's good for basketball.
Cool. There you go. Warriors, go.
Warriors. Steph Curry's going to need to go off. But if Wiggins has a cool 30, Draymond gets over 10 points. If Draymond scores over 10
These
points,
are all really high asks.
the Warriors win.
I think if Wiggins gets 24 and Draymond gets
If Draymond gets over 10 points, I'm calling it the Warriors win.
That's reasonable. That's so many. But if he gets like 8 points, 8 assists, Wiggins gets 24, Curry gets 27, I think that's looking good.
If Curry just gets his average at 32.
Yeah. Just 32. Just 32. That's all we ask.
But
Schroeder's actually a good
Contavious
defender.
Caldwell-Pope actually has Curry's number.
Really?
Yeah, he's like Curry's averages against the Lakers are way down compared to the rest of the league.
And they have KCP guard him, not
Yeah,
Schroeder?
they usually have Pope guard him.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a big game, but even if I was a betting man, which I am, but I'm not putting money on this game.
Not confident.
I would put money on the Lakers to win.
Well, why don't you do that?
Because I don't want to bet against the Warriors. And
Then if you bet on the Lakers,
I'm not. That doesn't make me happy.
You don't like that?
No, that
It's
doesn't
a
make me
win-lose.
happy.
You're winning and losing each way.
I can't bet against my team. I
Okay.
feel like a bad fan, and I also don't want to lose money. So it's one.
You're
of those
losing
things.
either way. Yeah. It's not. Okay.
Yeah, even when I win, I lost. So that's not good. It's either make a win better, make a win great.
So this guy thinks Steph Curry, clearly unanimous MVP.
I think he should be there.
He won unanimous MVP before, and his numbers are better.
With better numbers. And he's even more, a bigger part of the Warriors team. Without Steph Curry, the Warriors are a lottery pick.
Without Steph Curry, Klay Thompson.
Well, yeah, but Clay's been out for so long.
I'm
He's like
just
a
saying.
thing of the past at this point. But I don't mean that because Clay is coming back next year and he's going to be fired. He lives in the same county as us, too.
Is he really?
Yeah, dude, he freaking did a paddle boat thing to Oracle the other day.
All right,
Across the bay from Tiburon.
Why do I sound so surprised?
That's awesome. Did a paddle boat?
That's funny. Yeah, actually, one of my wife's friends saw him in Tiburon. So yeah.
Yeah, apparently he goes to Barbacci a good amount.
All right.
But anyway, I digress.
So Klay Thompson, comeback player of the year next year?
I mean, I think it's almost automatic. If he averages 10 points a game, comeback player of the game or the year.
That'd be awful.
I mean, if he does anything.
Didn't he just tear his ACL?
I mean, and his Achilles.
Oh, he tore his ACL first and then his Achilles. Right, yeah.
So it's 2 years.
I would
so
say
if he comes
15.
back at all.
I would say 15 points a game to comeback player of the year.
Fair.
13.
Yeah.
13 in good
if he's
defense.
good at all.
13 in good defense. I'll give it to him.
I mean,
10's kind of weak.
shooting wise,
He'll be able to shoot,
he'll be able to shoot no matter what.
but the lateral quickness could.
Yeah.
Durant's not as good on defense as he used to be.
His defense, I am worried about, but we have Wiggy to take his kind of spot.
Two-way wigs.
Two-way wigs, dude. He was top 5 blocks in the game, and he was the only non-center on that list.
Probably
Still is.
Yeah.
But
Wiggs is looking good, man.
Wiggs is solid.
Wiggs and Oubre.
He's
chippy.
Oh, sorry.
Just not working.
Yeah. I was like, what
No
was
big deal.
that?
Warriors, Wiggins, sports.
Sports.
That was terrifying. We're both like, oh my god, what is it? Lakers. How scared are you?
I don't feel good about it. LeBron's obviously not 100%. LeBron is kind of a warrior eater upper. So that is something to worry about. and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is the biggest threat because Looney plays great D, super solid, great role player, but he's just not big enough to go at Anthony Davis. Let alone if Looney gets in foul trouble, then you have JTA, who's literally 6'6" and a small forward playing.
We talked about this last time, dude. Draymond's going to guard AD.
Probably, but Draymond is going to be guarding everybody.
I think he's going to guard AD most of the time.
Probably. I mean, Looney's going to guard him when Looney's in.
That's true.
And then
they'll start Looney on him also to keep Dre fresh.
Yeah, they'll switch Draymond on. And I think Draymond should definitely first team all defense. But I think he should probably be number 2 or 1 when it comes to Defensive Player of the Year.
You mean number 2?
Rudy Gobert should get the nod. And Ben Simmons is debatable. But I really like Drew Holiday. That guy can guard 1 through 5.
5? Like a stretch 5.
Yeah. He can
like
guard
a Harrison Barnes.
He can guard anybody.
He cannot guard Karl Anthony Towns. He's not even like a big 5. That's like a weak 5.
I mean, he could strip him.
He can strip him. He can guard Kevin Durant. That's a really large person. That's a really large person
in any league.
Yeah, that's a very big person. He can guard Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but I think Drew Holiday's defense is solid and underrated. Yeah. I also think Wiggins' defense is underrated. And if the Warriors were like top 3, I think he would be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, or at least first team, second team, all defense.
I think he'd be easily second team all defense.
I think he could easily. I mean, his defense is super solid. And the way he blocks shots is vicious. Ferocious.
What about the other game, the Grizzlies Spurs? Not nearly exciting.
Not even close to as exciting.
We got Steph Curry. We got distracted.
I like John Morant.
Steph Curry MVP.
Steph Curry should be the MVP.
He should not.
I mean, his numbers are so amazing. I mean, if it's anybody but Curry, it could be Jokic. I'm cool with Jokic.
It should be Jokic.
That's who I think it should be. But it should be Jokic. If it's not Curry, it should be Jokic.
It should be Jokic.
But Curry deserves it more than anybody. Just everything about him screams the most valuable player in the league.
You remember when Lincecum won the Cy Young with like 12 wins?
Yeah.
And then Felix did that?
Mm-hmm.
And they realized that the best player, you don't necessarily have to be on a good team.
Exactly.
The person with the best numbers.
Yes.
Jokic.
No, Curry. Yes. We just went over this. Curry.
0.6 points per game more, and Jokic has like a million more rebounds. Exactly. A million more rebounds.
And Curry changes the whole defense so much more than Jokic. Curry changes the whole game.
More rebounds.
Doesn't matter.
And that offense runs through. He's getting points and assists. He gets overall.
Yeah, Jokic is super good.
He gets 0.6.
LeBron James.
They run the offense through Curry.
No,
they do not.
They run it through Draymond.
You told me Curry. The point is to get Curry shots.
That's the whole point.
The whole point of the Nuggets offense is not to get Jokic buckets. There's Jamal Murray. There's Will Barton. There's Porter Jr. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
The whole defense, game planning for the Warriors, game planning for the Nuggets. You're gonna have to actually make a full-on. Shut up. We're gonna have to make a full.
Giving this guy 2 coffees.
We're gonna have to make a full-on game plan just to guard Curry. You don't do that for Jokic.
You probably do.
Not the same way.
That's correct.
Not the same way. Curry impacts the game.
Curry is scary.
Curry impacts the game more than any other player. LeBron James said Curry is the obvious MVP of the league this year.
You know what he really meant when he said that? If I wasn't hurt, I would be the MVP.
And that would have been fair. But he did get hurt. And because of him getting hurt, Curry should win the MVP.
I'm okay with Curry for MVP. I'm okay with Giannis for MVP. We've talked about that.
Yeah, Giannis could get it.
He had like a slight, just like LeBron could.
He did have a down year, though, so you can't give it to him on a down year.
I mean, he still had like 20
and
a
he still
half
had
and 11.
Great numbers, obviously, but for him, a down year, you shouldn't reward that.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it to him.
Reward someone.
I just think it'd be okay if you got it. But the point is, there's 3 ways you can say the value of a player. Their numbers, that impact in the team, which is the easiest way to measure that is if you remove that player from the team, which bodes well for Curry.
Which bodes the best for Curry. Or Dame.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah, their team without Dame.
Yeah, nothing.
The actual stats, the team without them, and then also how do they make their team better and how does the team flow through them? So that one sounds like it's good for Curry. That one's actually not as beneficial for Curry.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
You don't watch enough basketball, obviously.
I've only basketball I watch is the Warriors.
I mean,
I know he runs around all the screens and stuff, but if you put Poole doing that, Poole can run around the screens, and then Draymond can run the offense and dish to Poole.
I think Poole is awesome.
And again, I'm not
I
knocking
think
Curry.
Jordan Poole next year, 6th man of the year.
Just so you're hearing me, I'm not saying his impact on the team is not great. I'm saying Embiid's is greater. That's what I'm saying.
I disagree. I mean,
Their team is not scary when it's just Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. That's not scary at all.
and I don't think Draymond Green and Jordan Poole
Why are you knocking
or Andrew Wiggins
and Oubre?
Oubre, he's not playing tonight, and he probably
But
won't
in
be.
general-
he probably won't be here next year.
But for the course of the season, that's still a solid core.
I mean, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Danny Green, they have a solid team.
You can't even name other players on that team.
They have that cool rookie.
He's pretty cool.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
But it's a cool name. Shake Milton.
Yeah.
Also a cool name.
But that's not nearly like those are small dudes. It just doesn't mesh as well. Like the Warriors have what you want in the NBA nowadays, like 6'8", 6'9", 95.
I mean,
JTA.
JTA is awesome. I mean,
JTA
if Wiseman was still here,
I love
if
Wiseman,
Wiseman didn't get hurt, it would have been a different story. And the Warriors would actually be a threat in the playoffs.
But if you
no
look
one
at-
wants to play the Warriors in the playoffs.
But if you look at those
granted.
four, that's a solid core. You got JTA, Dre, Wig, and Oubre. That's
Oh, the
Like,
Warriors
that's
are going to
good
be. The
offense
Warriors
and
are going to
defense.
be really good next year.
whereas the Sixers is not cool without Wiggins or without Embiid.
Without Embiid, I mean,
Simmons.
they would still be. They
Listen.
would probably be in the same situation the Warriors are in right now.
Right, but
like
with
the 7 to 10
But
without Embiid.
with Embiid, they are.
1.
And then with Curry, so like you're saying the cores are similar.
No, I'm saying the 76ers have a better depth and
They
team.
don't though,
But they do.
Listen
I
to
just
those
can't
words.
name everybody, but
because they're not that good. Danny Green's old as shit. He was horrible in the playoffs the other year.
I mean, Danny Green's an awesome 3-and-D.
He
Every team
Is-
needs a couple Danny
Yeah, no,
Greens.
Danny Green's a good guy, but in the playoffs of the year for the Lakers, he was like laughable.
Ben Simmons is also, just because he can't shoot, it knocks him so hard.
I love Ben
Simmons.
Simmons.
Is great.
I love Ben Simmons.
He is like a bona fide
and
star.
Tobias Harris is good.
And
He's
Tobias
like the
Harris is
least
like-
sexy player
He's not
in
a
the
sexy
NBA.
player, but he gets it done.
He does.
And he could win games. Him and Ben Simmons can win games.
I still don't think that core without the stars is as good as the Warriors. I think their core is lacking. I think they're set up like a super team. They're set up to be Simmons, Embiid, and Harris. It's not even a knock on the Warriors. It's the fact that the Warriors have more money to give to Wiggins and Oubre, whereas the Sixers gave all their money to Embiid, Simmons, and Harris. So, of course, if you take one of those three out, the rest of the team sucks. That's how super teams are built.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. There's not
And
as much
Draymond
effort.
and Simmons are kind of like interchangeable.
They are,
because
yeah.
both their game. I mean, Simmons will score more, but they're just defensive specialists, glue player, keep the offense moving.
I love both those guys.
Yeah, Draymond looks lean. Like I said, I went to the game. He's lost at least 20 pounds, and his vertical probably gained 4 inches this year.
Former quarterback in high school.
Good knowledge. Baseball, Adolis Garcia.
Oh man,
That guy is a
I
monster.
gave him a shout out last time. Also dropped him.
Dropped him, and I gladly added him.
Yeah, I bet.
And he's only hit like 5 home runs in the last couple
I
weeks.
did add him back. He bid 0. I bid 0. His 0 was
My 0 is worth
favored
more
by Yahoo. That was
because I've never played Yahoo Fantasy Baseball
I
before.
think it's because I bid on all. I have added like thousands of players.
Is that how it
So
works?
That's how it works. When you add players, your waiver priority goes down.
Well, somehow I got one over Sean today.
Sean adds pitchers all the
Yeah,
time. He streams
Garrett
everyone.
Richards.
Sean streamed Spencer Turnbull, no hitter. Good job for you, Sean. Also streamed Sam Henkes.
So I added
So this is
Wade
great.
Miley,
This is great.
and then I had to wait 3 days for his start, and I couldn't wait that long, so I dropped him, and then he had a no-hitter that day. Same day I dropped him, had a no-hitter. So that's why I'm in first place. Moves like that.
Moves like that, yeah. And moves like me giving you a Adolis
Yeah,
Garcia.
and-
You're welcome.
I do pick up Graham's
Happy
trash
to help.
as much as possible because he knows baseball pretty well.
Oliver does too. We both also feast on Oliver's scraps.
Yeah, anyone that Oliver picks up, there must be something smart behind it.
That would have been if you got Vlad too. He like wanted
I
Vlad
really
Jr. We all
wanted
wanted Vlad
Vlad
Jr. Oliver kept bidding on him, and I was like, should we both keep bidding on him? So we both kind of went higher than we wanted to, and then Oliver went like really high, and we're like, he bid too much, and now Vlad Jr. is like kind of like Vlad. And the same thing happened with Harper. You didn't even want Harper that much. You were just dogging me. And then you're like, all right, well, I get Bryce Harper now.
If Graham wants him this bad, there must be something good.
Must be something cool.
And Bryce Harper's awesome.
Bryce Harper is awesome.
The San Francisco Giants.
I knew this. Go ahead.
Are literally an awesome team this year. Brandon Crawford seems like he's gotten the fountain of youth. It seems like everyone. Bombs. Brandon Bell, Longoria has slowed down quite a bit.
Nice drop.
But Posey is looking on point.
Comeback player of the year.
Easy comeback player of the year. And he would be the batting leader if he got more at-bats. He's just not eligible for any, but he's literally would be leading like most categories.
So I believe first place is currently Yerman Mercedes. Second place, Jordan Alvarez, who both of us traded.
Winkler, yep, we both traded Jordan Alvarez.
Both got solid deals. We both got solid deals.
Yeah.
It's just kind of rough when someone's that large and good at baseball and like you expect him to be a power hitter and he's hitting for average. He's hitting 350.
He's a stud.
It's okay. We're both doing great. You got your hater. I got my Byron Buxton, who's got like the best numbers in the league in the 12 games he's played. He's still ranked like 17th, and he's missed like 15 games. Fun point before we get out of here. The way MLB, NBA, and NFL has changed. NFL used to be ground and pound, is now run happy. A lot of teams pass. Used to be ground and pound, is now pass happy. A lot of teams pass on first down. People have decided that the short pass, thank you PFF, is more effective than the short run. NBA, everyone just followed Steph Curry and Chuck threes. And then MLB, everyone followed Adam Dunn. And it's now the 3 outcomes hitters: walk, strikeout, or home run. How are your takes on those? Which is good for sport, which is fun.
I mean, football throwing, definitely a winner.
So much more fun.
Fun all the way around.
Safer.
Yeah, I mean,
you take 5 large dudes and you just like run into them.
It's also not fun to watch someone get 1 yard, unless it's Barry Sanders where it's like -2, -3, 57-yard touchdown. That's a different story. But not everyone's Barry Sanders, obviously. So it's usually like 2 yards, 4 yards, 2 yards, punt. And that's not as fun. Baseball, I don't like people not playing fundamental baseball on the big stage. I don't want everyone swinging for the fences. I want people that just get on base, that take advantage of the shift and bunt it the other way just to get on base and then steal a base. And I've yet to see someone get caught stealing this year, and I've watched a lot of baseball.
So I'm super okay with larger humans swinging for the fences. If you're at least 6'1", 220 and you want to try and drop bombs, that's fine. But then when you get like this, like the second basemen who are now like increasing their launch angle and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you know who's supposed to be super good is Cavan Biggio. And his dad's a Hall of Famer. I love people who like their dads are Hall of Famers.
I'm all about that too.
He was a top prospect. He did super well last year. He's just trash this year. And I'm pretty sure it's because he's just trying to drop bombs.
Yeah, because he's just trying to drop bombs.
If he just tried to put bat on ball, he would probably be able to do it.
And he would probably do it. I mean, my dad used to say, when you hit a home run, it's a mistake because you're trying to hit a line drive.
Ooh.
You're trying to hit a line drive into the gap. So if you hit a home run, that was a mistake, but it's a good mistake.
I was never allowed to hit playing baseball because they're like, you're really good at pitching and not that good at hitting. But I had this one hitting coach who loved my swing so much. He said I was the most one of the most natural hitters he'd ever taught. Part of it, I just found out I needed glasses. I think I had bad vision. I couldn't see that well. I was always late. So I always just hit line drives to right center. And so maybe it's because I just couldn't pull the ball and wasn't good at baseball. But to him, he's like, you just naturally hit line drives to right field. You're like Derek Jeter. You're like perfect. But I wasn't that good.
I had very good vision. That's probably why I could hit when I was little.
Okay. Yeah. He's just good at everything.
I had like Ted Williams vision.
I doubt that.
It's true.
Okay.
I have double 20/20. Still do.
You made that up.
No, it's true.
That doesn't
it's
even
like
sound like
40/20 or whatever.
Oh, you might have 40/20 vision.
Yeah.
I don't think double 20/20.
It is twice. It's like.
Is that what they call it?
I think it's 40/20. I think that's what they call it.
You're gonna tweet it.
Or they call it 20/40. I don't know which way that goes, but
he would know.
I've never missed one of those things on the whole thing.
Ooh.
Even the bottom.
Oh, this guy.
Never missed a letter.
Fire. Okay, so baseball.
That's something to be proud of.
It is. No, it's cool. Shifts. How do you feel about shifts?
I don't love shifts. I mean, I think it's fine. Like, yeah, it's smart. It makes sense. It's numbers. But the fact is, they're giving them a free base half the time if they just drop down a bunt.
Which you've established they don't.
and they don't do it.
So he's not mad at the shifts. He's mad at the hitters for not bunting.
Yeah, I mean,
just to clarify.
I want the bunters to take advantage and make the shift look silly.
I do too.
And I also hate it when they rip a line drive over the pitcher's head, and then it's like, nope, there was someone standing behind second
Another
base.
example, which I also hate.
Yeah.
But another example of him just being mad at shifts for working.
I mean, I think shifts are lame.
If you were a pitcher,
It makes sense to do a shift on Barry Bonds, but then Barry Bonds even dropped a bunt every once in a
he
while.
did. He got tired of the shift. He got
he was
tired of how much
this
it works.
shift is so annoying.
The
I'm
shift
just gonna
works
drop
so
the
well
bunt and get on
because they're
base.
geniuses.
And the home run culture, there's no like big rallies anymore.
Oh yeah.
A home run is a rally killer.
Yeah.
There's two men on. You want to keep that going around. You just want to keep
Hit a
getting
double,
singles,
yeah.
keep
Put
getting
pressure
singles.
on the pitcher,
Keep them running, keep somebody on base. I definitely didn't like pitching when there was someone
Out
on
of the stretch,
base,
yeah,
no
it's
matter
stressful.
what. It was
Yeah.
stressed me out.
That would be the best thing about being left-handed, just being able to stand there and just look at the batter and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're not going
anywhere.
And I can just
As
do
a righty,
super
it's like,
easy move.
is he?
Like
Is he going?
jump back. And,
Yeah, man. Balking.
I balked somebody home one time from first base. I balked them all the way around.
That was one of my highlights in high school baseball. Freshman game. I was talking trash to the ump the whole time, and I got myself into a bases loaded jam, probably because he was not calling strikes; they were strikes. He's like, "You're gonna lose the game, buddy." And it was like a tie ball game. Bases loaded, 1 out. I allow a screaming line drive. I'm like, "Fuck!" It goes right to the second baseman as he's about to catch it. And then like the runners are taking off, so he's just gonna step on the base and turn 2 to end the inning. Called the balk after I'd thrown the ball and it had been hit.
Interesting.
Balks are like before you pitch.
Yeah.
It was clearly just he didn't like me talking back. He's
That's
like,
a very
you
interesting
can't
call.
talk back to him. I was really into that. I was like, coach is like, you lost this game. I was like, yeah, but that was pretty cool. He should have lost his job for that too. If this had been on national TV, he would have lost his job too.
Tough call.
Tough call. 3 ball. How do you feel about the 3 ball?
I love shooting. I love
You're okay
shooting.
with everyone shooting threes?
Yeah. Shooting's great.
Brooke Lopez?
Brooke Lopez. I mean, big guys should still be able to be big guys and play down low.
I mean, he's the perfect 2021 big man. He's locked down defensive interior and he shoots threes.
I mean, I like about James Wiseman is he can also step back and shoot a 3. Even Looney can shoot a 3. But I think everyone in the NBA should be able to shoot, quite frankly.
I think they should be able to shoot. The thing I don't like, I mean, they literally get paid to
You
just
literally get
play
paid
with
to
basketball
play with
all
the
day.
basketball all day, so you should be able to shoot.
So what I don't like is you get players like say Karl Malone played nowadays. Kevin Love on the Cavs.
Kevin
They
Love
just
can shoot 3s.
right, but they put him in and he wasn't getting rebounds because he was
Yeah.
getting offensive rebounds. So that's what kills me about the 3. They just like when you have LeBron, you just put everyone on the wings and you spread the floor and you let him drive and you choose you're going to double LeBron or you're going to leave open the 3. But then if someone misses a 3, there's no one to get the rebound.
I mean,
That's
sure.
what I don't
mean, you still need to crash the boards, and there needs to be more of like a team mentality of rebounding.
Right, yeah. So I think everyone should shoot 3s, and as a whole, people should shoot 3s more. I just think some teams kind of go to the 3 ball more than they should.
I mean, I think Steph Curry should shoot as many 3s as he wants.
Of course.
But I think
Especially
other
smaller
players
people.
that aren't Steph Curry that shoot and they're shooting like 30% shouldn't be shooting so many 3s.
And that's actually one thing I love talking about. People get mad when people shoot 33% from 3, which doesn't sound
That's
like a good
1 out of
percentage.
3.
What it really is it's the same as shooting 50% from 2. If you go
From
3
twice.
from 6, or 2 for
Yeah.
6, it's both 6 points. And 50% from 2 is like, oh my God, this guy's a Hall of Famer. And 33% is like, why are they letting this guy shoot? It's kind of like the old mentality of like 3s are. So it's funny that 3s are now acceptable, but shooting 33% still isn't acceptable. But that is. It's
I mean,
like,
it is reasonable. I mean,
the problem
you
with
won't
shooting-
get pulled unless you're shooting like 25%.
the problem with shooting 33% is that means one game you're shooting 36 and one game you're shooting 30. And that game you're shooting 30, you're kind of dragging the team down. But overall, I think unless you're like Draymond Green or Simmons and you can't shoot 3s, I think people should be allowed to shoot 3s.
Draymond can shoot 3s.
He can, especially when he's hot, when he's feeling himself. He can
And
shoot
if he
3s.
just put some arc on his shot like he used to, he shoots so flat sometimes. It's so clear. It's like right out of his hand. It's like that's not going in. Just get it a little bit of cookie jar.
So last thing, baseball. You don't like the shifts. How do you feel about you don't like the home runs? What about just
I
hitters?
definitely like home runs.
But you don't like everyone
I
going
don't like
for them.
swinging for home runs.
What about the increased strikeout rate? Everyone going for walks,
I
waiting
mean,
for
I
their
think
pitch.
it's the same thing.
It's part of the same problem, but it's also
You go for home runs, you strike out more. And
Right.
they don't no one's like choking up with 2 strikes, you know what I mean? And just trying to get the ball.
So that's what I would do. If I happen to be good at hitting baseballs, I would go for a home run in the first two strikes.
Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
And then choke up.
And then choke up and just try to get a
Brett
base
Gardner.
hit.
Yeah.
All right. We went longer than we should have.
I would have loved to keep going. You are such a disappointment. You're always so excited. Rob, we need to just turn the camera on as you walk in the door and then just like Lucky's flying over the place. You were yelling at me this morning. You're a grubby. You're a grubby butt. Those are some really nice pants, by the way. What are those?
Sweatpants.
Oh, I mean, it's just like they look sexy.
They are sweatpants.
Those are nice sweatpants.
All right, end this.
Graham McKenney, been a pleasure.
Robert Turner.
Lucky McKenney. We the Sandlot Chronicles. What's the code name? Or stay safe and shoot for the stars and
I don't know. That's not our thing.
Damn it, I always forget that hitting end doesn't end it. You have to confirm.